Once you've cleared the cleaning up of your photographs in Photoshop, you can start placing them in a document in Illustrator. So open up Illustrator, go File, New, and select an A3 size format artboard, and make sure it's a vertical orientation. Now what we want to do first up is to place the photograph that we cleaned up and edited, knocked out the background in Photoshop. So let's place that, not copy and paste, but place. File, place. So there'll be a thumbnail attached to your cursor. So you're going to get a very big surprise and realize you have an enormous image. If I just zoom out, you can see that the A3 format is still just tiny in comparison to the actual size of the photograph. So we need to actually change that. The easiest way to do this would be to zoom out, hold the shift key down, go to the corner of the image box, and then just bring it in. Command 0 will take you to the maximum vision of the your artboard. Okay, it's still too big, so let's refine this a different way. Let's reduce the size of it using the transform tool. Having selected the image, select one of the widths or the heights, make sure that this link is on, and holding the shift key, big chunky reductions. Before we go any further, I'd like you to be able to create 2 more duplicates of this particular artboard. So you go to your artboards, if they're already open, go to Window, Artboards, and the top corner here in the options, just go Duplicate Artboard, and it will duplicate the whatever was in the first artboard. I like to do this twice over. Okay, so now we have 3 of these. Okay, they're all on the same layer because we only have one layer. We'll now need to create an extra layer. Little shortcut down here, create new layer. We want to drag that layer beneath layer 1. Okay, let's just lock layer 1 so we don't shift its position of the image, that is, and let's work in layer 2. What we want to do here is simply explore background. We're going into the rectangle tool, and we're dragging from the top corner to the bottom right corner. And because it has a black stroke and a white fill, there's nothing much to see. So before anything, I just want to knock out the fill, choose a color. It's predominantly blue grays and warm orangey color, so I might just go complementary on it. And the only reason I've chosen blue in this case is because of the color wheel relationship between blue and orange. If I want to play with some tints, I can go to the color guide. I can actually change the vibrancy of that blue, or any other color for that matter, and it gives you little hints. I'll go with the light blue. Remembering the whole intent of and purpose of what we're doing is to bring a focus to the architecture, not to the background. So your background shouldn't sing louder than your main lead. Your main lead is the architecture. Okay, let's try now something different. So let's just copy that rectangle, Command C, and just move on to Artboard 2. I've just clicked on Artboard 2, then I'll go to Command 0, and that puts me dead center of Artboard 2. I can now go Command V, and because everything's centered, and the Command V shortcut just simply gives you the placement of whatever you copied into the center of your screen, and the artboard was also centered. Those two things are aligned, therefore we have a perfect alignment of our paste. So and let's do this as well on the next one, and let's try again Command 0, and this time I will go Command F, and should give us the same result. Actually, Command F probably is more foolproof. Another way of moving around artboards is go to artboards and just click on the numbers, and you get there. Let's try the gradient tool. First, select the rectangle that we want to turn into a gradient, and the default for the gradient tool is horizontal, but we want it vertical, and it's always in black and white, but we can change the colors in a moment. Let's just change the orientation. Click on the gradient tool on the left palette, and let's change that the other way around. So I'm holding the shift key so I can have a straight line. That's better. So I now have, let's just click off that. I now have a interesting little kind of play in the background. Again, the whole point of the exercise is to make the architecture stand out, not to make the background overpower the foreground. So it's a simple figure ground principle here. Let's select that rectangle again. This time let's introduce some color. I double clicked on the first little white square. I will just give that a blue. I'm going to now click on the black little square. I will make that a darker blue, not dark enough, too dark. There we go. And maybe this is really too dark already. Let's just I can add just simply by dragging and clicking where I want a new one. So I've made a new one right here, and I want to turn that into a white, and drag. Let's just try one more of the buildings. Let's place. And artboard. Let's make a couple. Duplicate the artboard. Let me just show you the possibilities of using appropriate color. So it's a kind of a grey, warm grey building. Let's just lock that, make a new layer, drag that layer below it, and my feeling is I have to use my favorite combination with grey, and it's based on nature, and it's a particular bird that has this combination of color, grey and pink. So I'm going to use some pink. Interesting. Anyway, you can see the potential of the gradient tool, but please make sure that the building is what is the star attraction. Okay,